First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. Thanks for joining us. We are live streaming here from the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. As we do every weekday, we start around 1 p.m. We go throughout the afternoon. In case you've never seen us before, I just want to make sure that you know about that and to download that Fox 12 Oregon app, because that's a great way to watch us live or after the fact as well. For this segment, we are talking about the Tualatin Riverkeepers and the Tualatin River Discovery Day coming up here soon. We're going to let you know all about that and everything associated with it. To do so, we have Glenn Fee joining us from the Tualatin Riverkeepers, and really appreciate you having time to talk to us here today and discuss this. People here in the Northwest love to get outdoors, and honestly, the Tualatin River is not very far to go to experience some of that. So I think that's really amazing. And to just begin, would you mind telling us just a little bit about your organization and what it is that you do?
Yeah, hi, Greg. The Tualatin Riverkeepers is an organization that protects and restores the Tualatin River watershed. So roughly the Oregon Coast Range into the Willamette River and wine country on north. And we do that by getting people engaged. The river is obviously the main part of that watershed. And getting people out onto the river is a great way for them to care about the river and to advocate for it and to actually get involved in some of our restoration work that we do.
And that is a much bigger area than even I was thinking about. But when you're talking about the watershed, I mean, Tualatin River is pretty important for that side of things.
Absolutely. So the river itself is sort of the face of our organization, but it's really working with forest owners up
I might have lost you there.
in the Coast Range. It's working with some of the agricultural owners. Alsburg. It's working with a lot of the towns.
Glenn, I think the internet might be cutting out there on you. I've lost you, and it looks like you froze there for a second. Let's see here if we're back. It could be possible if it's on Wi-Fi. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's freezing up.
So yeah, it's. Oh no. So it's really.
I just want to clarify for everybody too who's watching us right now. When I said we were live, these are the things that sometimes happen when you're live.
Perfect timing for this, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, you're back right now. Glenn, can you hear me right now?
I'm back right now.
Okay.
So really, Greg, it's about. Yes, I can, Greg. It's about getting people out onto the river, and really by getting them out there, they protect and they love the river and the watershed.
And it's such an important thing to do. So when they're able to get out there and actually experience it, it's probably a much better understanding of, what goes into that. And so when we're talking about some of this maintenance and some of these different things that you do, one of them being coming up here when we're talking about the Tualatin River Discovery Day. So can you tell us what Discovery Day is and what's involved with that?
Yeah, Discovery Day for each year we explore a different section of river. So that is how our organization started in 1990, was the first Discovery Day. And that started because it was a group of watershed residents who were actually working to oppose what was going to be the West Side bypass. So there was a proposal to build a bypass similar to I-205 on the west side of the metro area. These folks wanted to get people out there to realize that this is a gem worth saving and restoring. So it became an annual event. So each year we pick a different section of the Tualatin River, and we get paddlers out onto that section of river. And those folks just explore this section of river. They learn about the history of it. They learn about a lot of the ecology. They learn about what we're doing to protect those sections of river. And it's a way for them, by discovering this river, then they become really excited about working with us on some of our larger projects to protect the watershed.
And when you bring up some of those larger projects, what are some of the major ones that you're working on right now or that you intend to or would like to work on?
Sure, we work on some small ones just from doing restoration. For example, we're doing a restoration project in Tigard at Dirksen Nature Park. So we're restoring 7 acres of wetland, shortgrass prairie, and forest. We're also working on some more landscape scale ones. So we work with partners like Metro, City of Cornelius, in parts of the landowners in the upper watershed to restore larger sections of river and wetland area. We're working on a beaver project, for example, up near Gales Creek. So we're trying to invite beaver back onto private land up there to do their work, because they are nature's engineers, and they're the ones who really do the amazing restoration work. So really small projects in city parks to large landscape scale projects.
So yeah, all over the board just to bring that back. And how important do you think it is to have something like the Tualatin River? Obviously the larger watershed, but in particular some of those areas that come into more urban places where people can get access to nature like that.
Well, and that's a great question, Greg. One of the real gems of the Tualatin River is we bring people out who may not have the ability or may not have access to go explore Eastern Oregon or to get out to the coast. They have this in their backyard. So they can come down to the Tualatin River. They can rent a boat from us at Cook Family Park. They can come down and just fish on the river. So as we have an increasingly warming climate, to be able to have some place to come in the backyard is a really important thing for residents of all stripes. And so it's really critical to have access to the river and as a way for people to just cool down in the hotter months.
And such a important thing too here, I think, for the Northwest. Going to the river is just, that's a staple. To be able to have that ability to get there. As you mentioned, some places may be too far away, but the ability to get to something like that is great. And for this Discovery Day, I want to talk just a little bit more too about the boat and canoe side of things, or the kayak side of things. So you're going to have those there available for people to rent if they don't have any kind of a water vehicle at all. Is that correct?
So we will have those on Discovery Day. We are going to have those canoes, kayaks, stand-up paddleboards for people to rent. The great thing about Discovery Day as well, we're going to go from King City Community Park down to Tualatin Community Park. It's about a 4.5-mile stretch. So participants don't even have to worry about shuttling. We shuttle them. They can rent from us at tualatinriverkeepers.org. They can pick a canoe, a kayak, a double kayak, and we'll have it ready for them. We'll have all the PFDs, life jackets, we'll have paddles, everything they need to have a great 3-hour experience.
And, this has been going on for, I believe it was the 36th year of this, 36th time this has been going on. And through some of those years, that means you've had some people who have gone out there maybe multiple times, but some of those people for the first time. What's the experience been like, or what's the feedback that you've got from people who get to go out into the river? Maybe it's their very first time doing something like this.
That's the key. For a lot of people, this is their first experience with the Tualatin River. It can be intimidating to think about coming out onto a river. You think a lot about sort of the big Oregon rivers, the Columbia, the faster ones like the Deschutes. The Tualatin is really an accessible river. It's sometimes really in the summer, it's hard to see which way it's flowing. So it really kind of breaks that down for a lot of the participants. And then we see them coming back. We see them renting boats. We see them coming to our annual boat sale and purchasing a boat and really becoming people who are more avid boaters. And then again, people who take that boating experience and become interested in the advocacy and protection of the watershed.
Yeah, so really helping out on so many different fronts. It feels like, getting an education on all those things. And, I love Oregon rivers, but I'll admit I have not spent very much time on the Tualatin River. So this sounds like there'd be a great opportunity to just get out there and actually experience it and see what it has to offer.
That's right. We do use this as a way to get people out there for the first time. So that's the perfect example.
Well, let's let everybody know, again, when, where, how they can participate in this coming up.
Yeah, so this is it's this Saturday, June 21st, and so they can go to tualatinriverkeepers.org for more information. If people don't make it out this week, they can come any weekend, Friday to Sunday, at Cook Family Park and rent a boat from us. Similar section of river, so any weekend, but this particular event is this Saturday. It's generally the third Saturday in June each year, and so if you happen to miss this year, we're going to be doing it again and again and in a different part of the watershed each year.
That's so cool. So each time you can get to discover something else, as it's mentioned there right in the name. And what's the best website for people to go to follow along with what you do with the Riverkeepers and for Discovery Day?
So it's tualatinriverkeepers.org. And I'll also mention, as of the end of this week, we are launching a new Tualatin Water Trail website. So that's tualatinrivertrail.org. And that's going to be a full deep dive into the entire river. the different access points to it, the history of it. So it's a pretty exciting project. And so there's going to be two ways to really access both our organization, but the entire river, and discover that what you can do on the entire 40 or so mile navigable section of the river.
Wow, that's really cool. And the history of it, you said?
It's going to have the history, it's going to have flora and fauna, it's going to have wildlife. There's going to be real-time updates. And so it's an exciting project that we've been engaged in as an organization for the past year, and really putting this all together. So the timing of it is really terrific. That this is Discovery Day, and we're launching this whole new website and wayfaring project.
That is very cool. And I'm sorry you brought up one more question. I know we were going to wrap, but now I have to ask this. So for Discovery Day, or just going down on the Tualatin River, what are some of the common, wildlife that you can see on there?
Yeah, you see, our mascot is a green heron, which is a little less common, and you see them kind of along the banks. Great blue herons are really common out there. We're seeing bald eagles more and more often. You do see a lot of beaver and muskrat out on the river, especially if you're there in the morning and in the evening. So quite a variety of wildlife. And again, there's some sections of the river that are pretty remote, especially through the Tualatin River National Wildlife Refuge, where you can, if you're there in the morning or there at dusk, you can see some amazing wildlife.
Cool. Well, lots of opportunities then to enjoy nature and enjoy what that has to offer. Well, thank you very much for having time to talk to us today, too. I really appreciate you joining, and congratulations, on all this work that you're doing and all the stuff that's coming up, all the work you continue to do to spread the word about the river, get people out there, and all these improvement projects. Really appreciate your time.
Greg, it was a real pleasure. I appreciate you taking the time to meet with us.
Yeah, thank you. And for everybody watching, too, this is Fox 12 Now. And as I mentioned, we're live streaming, and sometimes tech stuff happens. That's life. That's part of it. But we get to have these conversations anyway, and that's a lot of the fun of it. And if you have an idea for a topic or a segment that you'd like to see on here, or you think would be good to be discussed, feel free to send me an email, fox12now@kptv.com. That's fox12now@kptv.com, and we'll see what we can do. But for right now, I'm signing off. I'll talk to you soon. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.